Hey, this is Ray, and welcome to my workshop. Today, I have had the immense pleasure of interviewing Chris Hattan from King Bespoke Creations. Chris
Very satisfying.
is a woodworker, turned into a YouTuber, turned into a luthier.
Oh no, GGBO 21. Oh no. Oh no. I'm Chris. Welcome to King Bespoke Creations, and welcome
Chris is
to
one of the original members
Venomous.
of the
What do you
Guitar
think?
Builders Collective, an online chat group that has become so much more nowadays. Chris has many skills, including his immense carving ability. He brings that to his guitars. His skill speaks for itself. I hope you enjoy this interview as much as I have. Stick around. Today, we're here with Chris Hattan, who is one of the original members of the Guitar Builders Collective. Chris, tell us about yourself. Who are you? Where are you from?
Oh no, I'm Chris. You may know my YouTube channel for King Bespoke Creations. I'm in Middlesbrough in the northeast of England, and it's freezing cold today.
Well, it's cold here in Illinois, but I'm ready for spring. So what did? How did you get into guitars? First, is there any history of music in your family?
Not particularly. I'm a drummer by musical trade. So I like hitting things with sticks generally. I think my mum and my sister used to play guitar when I was a kid, but not a great deal. It was actually just the woodworking side of things. I just fancied a challenge. I'd made myself a snare drum, and I thought, well, what's the next thing? And it was a guitar. So I bought a kit from just an online store and just went at it with the chisels.
Wow. Okay, so that wasn't your primary instrument before we even started all this.
Not at all. No. I was a kind of time-served drummer. Drooling mouth and all the rest of it.
Was that the first guitar you ever bought with your own money, or did you have other guitars?
Yeah, so it's actually this one here. So this is actually the first guitar I've ever owned. This was a kit. It cost about £60, and it works all right. But no, I just kind of went at that with the chisels. It's kind of based on the Last Supper. So around here we've got kind of wheat and grapes made with bread and wine, and then we've got thorns and nails running around the edges. You can see those, and it's actually where the whole King section came from. Is it was just going up to a three-pointed crown, and it became King. And I thought it needs something else when we actually start going into YouTube and what have you. So it became King Bespoke Creations. And no doubt it'll just end up being KBC forevermore.
Things have a way of gaining momentum. My first guitar that I did for YouTube had the dragon on it, and well, that dragon.
For me, that was the winning guitar on that one.
Oh wow!
My money was on you taking that one and running away with it.
I tell you, I am pretty proud of it. It did turn out great, and I can't sell it.
Awesome.
I can't sell it. People, not that they won't buy it. Some guy actually ran me down a while later. Says, "Hey, have you decided to sell that?" I'm like, "No, I can't do it."
No.
So then, okay, so you're not a guitar player. If you're a drummer, are you in bands? You play in the band?
No. Well, church band was what I was kind of brought up with. So we were always in the more lively churches where I was allowed to let rip on occasion. More often than not told, "Can you be quiet in the back?" The answer was usually no.
A cage,
Yeah. Oh, we had the full shields and everything, which means I needed then ear defenders because it was hideously loud inside of there.
Oh yeah, poor drummers.
Yeah, no. Well, I'm from the Neil Peart school of drumming.
Ooh.
So I would add more toms and try and do the full roundhouse. Love it, absolutely.
Your drum kit takes up the entire neighborhood.
Absolutely. We needed to buy more screens to fit it all inside, yeah.
Oh man. So what are your projects right now? What's going on big in your life?
Projects right now, it kind of split between. I've actually got a bass guitar build that I've got going. I've got 3 videos in the bank ready to start that one on YouTube. So that's coming soon. But then lots of just the complete woodworking side of things. So I've been really focusing on that recently with the release of my book, Be a Self-Taught Woodworker, exclusively available on Amazon.
You mean this one right here?
That book, that very best. Show them the barcode. Show them the barcode. I'm super proud that it's
real.
The barcode. It's a real book. So yeah, go and check that out. But yeah, a lot of the stuff that I've been doing is very woodworking based because of that. And I've kind of fallen in love with just getting in there and making stuff again, and not planning too much. Coming in with an idea of something that I wanted to make and just grabbing some wood and making it fit, really. I've been really kind of just getting in there and imagining what's going on rather than planning and meticulously measuring and angles and everything else, which kind of is essential for the guitar stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely. My woodworking skills are weak. They just are. It's not that I haven't done some of it, but I am not the skill of a true luthier, and I'll cut a neck pocket and go, oh man, it's too deep. Now I got to shim it, It's terrible. Yeah, I noticed recently that you've been doing some reviews for Dremel and others. Yeah. How's that working?
That came about kind of early last year. I bought a Dremel and did a review video of the real thing versus a fake thing that was just rubbish. And that YouTube kind of promoted that, and that took off a little bit. And Dremel got in touch and said, we love your video, can we send you some stuff to do some more? So I went, yes, of course. So they basically just sent me a few of everything that they have, and just said, just keep doing review videos all the time. So I do that. Had some spares that I could do a few giveaways, which was really nice. And it means then I've got a couple of extra tools in the workshop. As much as I still love the hand tools, there's certainly a couple of things that Dremel comes in. It's a very useful little tool.
Yeah, it was one of the tools that we had in the house when I was a kid. I built model airplanes, plastic model airplanes, anything was a model airplane. And Dremel tool was one of the tools my dad had. And okay. I would use a Dremel all the time. So it's nice to see that they're still around, considering they're lower.
Yeah, with ever-growing lists of attachments that you can put on top of it.
Absolutely, that's awesome. So what are your hopes and dreams? I mean, what are you thinking of going with this, with your channel and your guitar builds?
Full-time and permanent would be nice. That's kind of the goal is. So at the minute I'm keeping a Monday and a Thursday free for workshop time. So I can get in here, I can create some stuff, create some content for YouTube. I'm just hoping over the next year or two to just put more and more days in there. I'm currently a driving instructor. That's my day job, and I've been doing that for 17 years now. And I'm getting a bit tired of people trying to kill me every day. Yeah, so it's nice to just not be sat in a car when the kid next to you is trying to pull out in front of a truck.
Wow. So yeah, so how did you originally get involved in the Great Guitar Build-Off? Well, what influenced you to get into that?
That was I just started the YouTube channel with the lockdown starting. Obviously I couldn't be a driving instructor, we just weren't allowed to. So I was just spending more and more time in the workshop. Ended up starting the YouTube channel, and then there was the Ben Crow was talking about this, and he'd invited some of the big YouTubers, and I'd just emailed him straight away, just saying, I've only just got a YouTube channel, can I be a part of it? And didn't get a reply, and then they put out the big video going, we're just going to open this to everybody. So by that point I'd only done this red SG, and I'd stripped down a second-hand bass guitar, and just put a slight ripple curve in the front of it and kind of made it a bit oceany. So that's really all I'd done by that point. So I got a Squire Strat, and I'm sure a lot of your viewers will know that we did the protection Strat. So I completely swapped the body off, stripped it out. Yeah, that's it, and took a massive chunk of church pew, carved some angel wings in it.
The rest is history, as they say.
That was beautiful. I really liked that one.
I loved doing it. I've had a few people saying you should do a series of them.
There's a protection telly and a protection Les Paul, and
Yeah, why not?
we'll see how that goes. Yeah, we could make that work, I'm sure.
But I think you were the one that came up with the idea for the Use What You Got challenge after that. Because I think that's what's behind your shoulder there.
It certainly is. That is actually the first
Complete guitar I built from scratch. And I think it's probably the one I'm most proud of.
That's beautiful.
Because it's lovely. My favourite part is actually the back, just the curves in there. All done with hand tools. You know, it's not big machines and routers. Absolutely love it, and it sounds nice.
That's great.
So that thing when you string it up and it actually makes a noise, wonderful thing.
Yeah, absolutely. That was nice. By the way, I unofficially awarded you winning of that competition. For those that don't know,
but it was a competition.
Yeah, well, it wasn't, because for those who don't know, the Guitar Builders Collective was sort of came after. Okay, great guitar build off. Number 1 was done, and what else are we going to do? And
what are we going to do next?
Some guys were talking in Instagram like, well, what if we said, hey, use what you have in your shop and build a guitar?
Yeah. And it's kind of where that Guitar Builders Collective really came from.
That was the kernel. That was the beginning of it.
Yeah, that's it.
That's crazy.
Love it.
So, what do you think about the potential for your YouTube channel, and more importantly, what do your friends and family think about you having a YouTube channel?
I look at what's out there that I'm doing, so woodworking channels, guitar building channels, and you realise that the potential is actually pretty massive. So that's what I'm thinking of, is that the potential is there to go big, which is great. Friends and family probably don't quite believe that it can happen, that YouTube is actually, that it could be a job. You can actually earn full-time living from it, but without a doubt you can. My wife usually watches every video I put out on silent, so she'll just turn the video down and put it on the side.
So it counts as a view. But yeah, she's not really watching. It's on mute.
Exactly. My wife is let's say my harshest critic, but she'll watch it and she'll go, well, I thought you were going to do this, or you know, I thought it was going to be more of this, and well, okay.
That's just me sawing wood again.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe a little bit of thoughts on the collective, the group of us that are, I guess, supporting each other with their small channels.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the big phrases, is that we're supporting each other.
It's a great place to. You know, someone's going to be in the chat at somewhere. It's such a worldwide group. There's always a handful of people all around the world that's going to be awake at some point. So if you're just awake at 2 a.m, someone's going to be up somewhere. So yeah, great place to have a chat. If you join, make sure you put notifications on mute, because it's just insane. I didn't for a long time, and my wife nearly divorced me because it was just buzzing in the corner permanently.
24/7, and you come back. I mean, because I'm a driving instructor, I can't touch my phone during a lesson.
Oh, right.
Just completely illegal.
So we've got at least like an hour and a half lesson, and I skipped through, and there's just like 4 days worth of messages in that hour and a half. It's just insane. But absolutely love it. From just random stupid chat to I've got an issue, I've no idea how to fix this, anybody done this before? sometimes it's even guitar related. It's wonderful.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah. Real guitar building businesses that they're selling at a regular basis, maybe 2 or 3 a year, maybe 100 a year. I think some of the guys have somewhat manufacturing. But for most of us, I mean, I still haven't sold one of my original guitars because I can't part with them. But we're down to guys who started in their basement. I have an addiction to cheap tools. I have a lot of very inexpensive versions of tools. So,
and it's great when you do that, because some of those inexpensive tools are actually brilliant and go on last forever. And others, you use it once and it bends, and you just got to chuck it out and get a better one.
I got a desktop bandsaw that's just been holding up like crazy. It's great. And you pull it off and set it to the side and pull it back up, and except for the big guitar bodies, it's perfectly okay.
Yes. I was doing a design for a guitar for a young lad I was teaching, and he wanted a Spider-Man guitar. And I thought, well, do you know what? I'm going to go one better. I'm going to do a Venom guitar. So we came up with this, and I thought with the Venom, it kind of everything just molds in, doesn't it? And he kind of creeps through. And I thought, let's make something with that. So we got the carving chisels out, and got this kind of almost Fender Meteora kind of shape. The neck is a 2-piece spalted maple, so again it looks like it's infected, which it kind of, I suppose Venom is an infection to a certain degree. Maybe don't say that to him, but that was just something that I just really wanted to do. It was that design that I had in my head, and I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna make that, and it's going to give me something to take around. I'm going to try and get to a few guitar shows this year.
Oh yeah.
I've got one coming up at the end of March, the Northeast Guitar Show, I think it's called. So this gives me something I can take around, as well as these two. If someone offers me enough money, they might be able to take it home.
Right.
but they're staying. They're not going anywhere.
Are you doing the Great Guitar Build-Off this year?
So yes, I probably will be doing Great Guitar Build-Off this year. I can't see why I wouldn't, to be honest. Time constraints might be a little bit awkward, so I've got a base build that I'm doing for someone that's found me through the channel and decided to put an order in, which is wonderful. So this is a 5-string multi-scale neck through headless bass that's coming in. So lots and lots of head scratching with this one. So that's coming soon, and then once I've got that out the way, I'll have a go at GGBO again this year. I've got half a plan of what I might be doing with that. It might look a little bit standard, but we're going to use some odd material, I think.
Okay, that's awesome. All right, well, I think that's a good place to stop. This has been Chris Hattan, King Bespoke Creations, and I wish you well in your endeavors, and I really enjoyed your book too. Right? So you guys go pick up his book too. All right. Thanks.
Cheers, Ray.
Cheers.